Good evening and welcome, friends, to another exciting episode of whatever my stream is called these days. I guess we're calling it Saturday Night Gaming, FTL edition, aka FTL for noobs, aka the stream formerly known as Saturday Night Vectrex in the Dark. Today we're going to be continuing our current in progress game of FTL, in which we are at sector 6 of 8, which means we should be able to complete the game this evening. So hopefully we can do that, and if it doesn't take too long to get there, we could even start another game, maybe with a different ship, different difficulty level, or whatever. Hey Sam, my coworker Sam is in the chat. By the way, I like to have an active chat. I will take suggestions. I read everything. I read, just any random comment you have to say. When I was doing the Vectrex stream, I would take requests for games because with the Vectrex, I would just basically pop in a game, play for a few minutes, and then pop in the next one. In this case, we're just playing FTL. Although when I finish, I guess, another game is not out of the realm of possibility. So welcome, Sam. Sam is awesome, by the way, because he calls out people on LinkedIn. He calls out their BS, and I find that really awesome. Because people on LinkedIn, some people, not everybody, some people are kind of phony, or they post these obvious, who paid you kind of like promotions. And Sam will simply comment, well, did these guys pay you to make this comment? And that's why Sam is awesome. Anyway, so we're on part 3 here, and we are gonna just get into it, I guess. By the way, my most active viewer is Arturo, also a coworker of mine, and he actually got this game because his interest was sparked in it from this stream, and his wife got it for him for his anniversary. So his wife is apparently really cool, and he's been enjoying this game now too. Feel free to say hi if you're around, Arturo, and if anybody else wants to say hi or whatever you want. The chat is open. Again, I'm paying attention to it, and if you are watching this stream in like an embedded window, like on Facebook or anywhere else, or maybe even on your Roku, you probably won't get the chat. But if you click through to the web YouTube, you'll get the chat. You might get in other contexts as well. I'm not really sure, but I know you'll get it from the web, at least on like the full page, not like an embedded thing. Hey Arturo, glad you're here. All right, let's do this. Okay, so we have to kind of recall where the heck we were. Give me one moment. We had basically 3 levels of shield, a good amount of engine. Oh yeah, we were boarding quite a bit with our 2 Mantis buddies here. We had our boarders, our Yevon C, and this guy is John. Excuse me. We have the maxed out combat skill for both these guys, plus they are Mantises. So needless to say, they're pretty good at combat. What do we have as far as weapon? Oh, by the way, we have cloaking too. For weapons, we have these 3 guys, which are a decent way to blast through shields. These are my basic workhorses. Plus, I have a really strong missile here. All in all, it's a pretty strong arsenal. I don't usually like to rely this much on a missile because you can run out. However, at 35 missiles, I feel pretty comfortable that I'll probably have enough missiles for the rest of the game, including the final boss. I will give you a heads up, I will almost definitely get to the boss, unless I die in this stream. You're right, I do have level 1 doors. Maybe I ought to actually give that an upgrade. That was Sam's comment. Yeah, I tend to neglect doors more than I should probably, because it's not expensive to just knock it up a notch. Although I believe last time I said my focus was going to be on getting my shield up to 4 levels. So that would cost 180 plus the energy, which is going to be 70, so 250. But why don't we knock up the doors once, just to make Sam happy and myself. It's actually a good idea. Oh yeah, anyway, in the drone area, we have 1 defense and 1 combat. We also have in our cargo, I believe, a hull repair drone. That's pretty good. I used to always ignore this one because I believe in previous, I haven't confirmed this, but I believe in previous versions of this game, the hull repair drone actually cost you scrap as you used it. So I was always like, screw that, I don't want to spend scrap. In augmentation, we have long range scanners. It's always helpful. It helps you see info about nearby beacons before you get there. Scrap recovery arm is one of the best things you can get because it gives you 10% bonus. The only really good thing I'm missing here, well, it's a lot of good things, but probably the best augmentation in the game is the weapons pre-igniter. The pre-igniter, it was an augment that did that. Okay, thanks for that tip, Sam. I don't remember what that was. It would prepare you at the cost of scrap? Is that what you're saying? Alright, anyway, yeah, I was going to say my favorite augmentation is the pre-igniter, which brings you into a combat with all your weapons fully charged. So then you just blast the crap out of the enemy ship, and you have a good head start in any combat with that thing. So that's really good. I don't have it this game. So yeah, so our goal next is going to be to get that shield up, and yeah, just keep exploring, killing guys. Do we want to hit the store? I don't really see anything we need at the store. I guess it's worth a look. It's always a good look. It's always a good thing to check out stores. But my only thing is I also like to check out every exclamation point thing here. The repair arm. Okay, thanks for reminding me of that, Sam. Because I was confused. I thought they like changed it with an update or something. So the question is, do I want to try to go up here and then go to the store? I probably can't. So I'm just going to have to go here and then store, I suppose. Let me know how the audio sounds, if there's anything wrong with the video or anything else. If there's anything I can tweak, it'll be okay. Last time I had my son, Rob Bob, on the call, but apparently nobody could hear him, and nobody let me know. You could let me know if something's wrong technically. It's not a big deal. It's better to like cut it off than to keep going with the problem when possible. Anyway, the only thing this beacon offers is a view of deep space and a brief respite from battles. For some, this must be a welcome refuge. Also on this stream, I am reading out all those little dialogues that I don't normally do. I usually just go, okay, yeah, next. And it's kind of cool, some of the atmosphere they write into the game that I've been kind of ignoring. Okay, a struggling Mantis cargo ship headed for the node raises what's left of shields as you jump in. You power up your weapons as a show of force, and they reluctantly agree to offload some of their cargo to you for a price. Automated reloader, it is a good one. Anti-bio beam is fun. I haven't actually had a lot of success with it, but the idea is this is a beam weapon, kind of like the you know, you've seen those red beam weapons that kind of blast a few rooms in one constant beam. Well, this one, it only hurts the crew members, and it does not damage the ship. So that could theoretically be really cool in a few ways. You could possibly take out a crew without even boarding, then you get the scrap reward that's higher than usual for taking out the crew. You could actually use it to assist you when you're boarding. That's difficult to get right, probably, because I'm pretty sure it hurts your own guys too. Anyway, that's something that I never really got around to using very well, although I've tried it a few times. There's a couple drones available here, beam 1 and boarding. Boarding drone is cool also because it only helps you board, but I kind of like what I have. I think I'm going to go with the automated reloader. Cooldown between weapon shots is improved by 10%. That's very nice, very, very nice. 10% doesn't sound huge, but it's nice. I just found it's a good augment to have, so let's get that. Other than that, we're really well stocked in terms of fuel, missiles, and drones. As a general rule, I do not max out my hull every time because that gets more pricey than I need. Can I sell something? That's a good good thought. What do you have that you could sell? I could dish the hull repair, but I kind of like having it as a backup in case I really need it. Otherwise, I like everything I have. If I see a better weapon come along, I might trade it in. Let's take a look at this one. Hull smasher. I don't usually use the hull stuff. If you see hull in the name, I usually avoid it, at least in terms of buying it. I might just, if I come across it randomly, I'll take it, sure. But the thing with the hull weapons is they do double damage on systemless rooms. So kind of baked into the power requirement is that, it's better than something comparable that does not have that ability. But I never use that ability because I always go for the systems, like 99% of the time anyway. So I usually don't go for the hull stuff. So I am just going to move on, I think. And continue. I'm a little bit close to the fleet here, but I can jump here, then here, and then keep moving towards the exit, I guess. By the way, our crew members are me, Mark W, and my son Rob Bob, and Arturo, aka Leoncito. Those are the guys that started with the ship, and so I gave them custom names. And our other guys we acquired randomly throughout the course of the game: Yevon C, Willow, John, Nick Me, and Brecken. Yeah, Sam, that's what I was thinking. Leave the hull repair and cargo and deploy it if I need to use it, basically. Anyway, we've encountered a Mantis ship. You overhear Mantis comm chatter. Negative, I have killed more humans. You gulp noticeably, but luckily they don't see you yet. So generally, I like to click the blue things because they're almost always the best option. But here I'm thinking, that's probably just going to let me avoid the fight. And I like to kill them. I like to kill things if possible. Should I click it? What do you guys think? I think I'm going to go with attack, but let me know if you guys know better than I do. We want that fight. All right, let's do it, Leoncito. All right, so what do we got here? They have 3 mantises and an NG. Okay, thanks for that, Sam. Yeah, I figured the blue option probably skips it. They're about to board me with 2 mantises, so we're gonna take them out, and our new and improved doors will help with that fight. And then maybe we can board them. Oh, cool! They're in a airlock room with some doors, and I'll have my mantis guys waiting here. Let's actually beef that up a little bit with another guy. This guy will help. Let's see, how are our weapons doing? They're almost ready to fire. I guess we will take out their weapons. Okay, that's good. Okay, they actually chickened out. Oh, they have a medbay, don't they? Yeah, I'm in a little bit of a tough situation as far as trying to win by boarding, because I mean, obviously I'm kicking their butts, but if I want to win by boarding, I have to take out the med bay, and they have an NG who's going to be repairing things very quickly. I might just blast the crap out of them. I could try to take out the med bay next. Yes, let's close that door. That's a good point. Okay. Question becomes, do I just go for it with the boarding? Could give him a quick healing, but it's going to waste time. If I put him in the med bay, I have to deal with potentially more shots coming my way. But 2 really weak mantises, then a full strength mantis and a full strength NG. I think I'm just gonna keep blasting them. Oh, they're coming to me. All right, NG and a mantis. Okay. Okay, that's smart on some planet, not Earth. I'm trying to insult their intelligence here. I could actually shoot these guys and probably kill them. Alright, let's do this fight though. Well, let's try this. I'll do 1 ion blast and then that. Okay, I killed the mantises without destroying the ship. They actually took out my med bay with a bomb. That's no fun. Let's repair the med bay. So at this point, I'm going to kill these 2 crew, and gotta keep an eye on this though. And they'll have no crew left. Okay, they boarded. I mean, they teleported back home. Let's move this guy here, this guy here. See if I can heal up in time and then teleport to finish them off. perhaps. That is more than enough health than I need, so let's do it. Oh, there. Wow. Med bay's back. Alright, so I have to take that out again without blowing up the ship. It might be too risky. What do you think? Should I do it? I think we're set up to do it. If they had a fire, I would be worried the fire would finish off the ship. But I think we're good, so let's do it. Keep taking out my med bed, jeez. Okay, we got it. 53 scrap. Not too shabby. Heal up. You can go home. So I did an audio test with my various audio devices earlier today to figure out which one would sound the best. And it turned out my $30 USB headset from Logitech was the best choice. However, I have this new MacBook Pro from work that I'm playing on, and it doesn't have USB. I do have an adapter for it. However, the adapter is being flaky, so I'm actually using my MacBook Pro's internal microphone, which seems to be my best option at this time. Hopefully the audio sounds decent. In my test, it sounded better than my Bluetooth headset that's from Sony, which is a really expensive one. It's good on the audio, but not on the mic. Anyway, long story short, let me know if it sounds okay. I think it should be better than it was last week with the expensive Sony headset. You discover one of the Rebels' autonomous scouts. The ship's AI wastes no time in engaging your ship. They're starting their FTL drive. They'll give away my position. That means that we never encountered this before, I don't think. So again, as I mentioned in previous streams, I didn't mention it today, this is kind of tailored towards noobs, even though it's part 3. So when I see something new, I assume that you haven't seen it before. New for this particular game, I mean. So in this case, there's someone, an enemy ship is trying to power up its FTL drive and warn the fleet of my position. Basically what that means is if it gets away, the fleet will advance on me more quickly. And what do we got here? We got 2 drones on top of me, and we've got ion here and some lasers. Alright. So we have to decide what we want to focus on. Let's fire up these missiles to help me out a little bit. It's probably unnecessary, but I'm going to go for it anyway. We're going to blast their weapons, let's say, with the missile, and otherwise we'll focus on the helm here so that they can't FTL away. Alright. Yeah, Sam said when they're going to FTL away from you to evade the fight, they need this, the pilot, and the engine. So you have to take out one or both of those. Anyway, I think we're in good shape now. We probably were in good shape from the beginning, really. So, what do we want to take out? We could go for the drones because they're annoying, or just to be sure, we could go for the pilot seat to be sure they don't manage to FTL. Okay, so that's out. I mean, we're really fine here. We can just kind of cruise through the rest of this problem. Okay, now the drones are damaged too. I think one of my shots hit something. Was it their drone? Did anybody catch that? Let's pound on the pilot a little more. Yeah, my shots keep hitting that drone. I saw it that time. That's one minor bit of unpredictability in this game. Your shots can actually hit certain objects, mostly the drones. If the graphics almost seem abstracted in a way, like there's no like physics in terms of, you know, the ship is in the way of the shot and stuff. It's almost like an abstract diagram, except when it comes to that kind of thing. Like the drone happens to be in the path of the shot, so it gets hit. Anyway, the ship breaks apart and you feel relief in the knowledge that you will hopefully still be one step ahead of the fleet. 35 scrap. Okay, this door should not be open. Alright, so we could go here and then go to the stress. The fleet won't catch us here. Just barely won't catch us. Okay, you're immediately hailed by an impressive-looking mantis ship. Your ship would make a mighty fine prize. Prepare for battle. Alright, so we have 4 mantises. 2 of them are going to board us for sure. We'll kick their butts as usual. They have multiple bombs and this laser. Okay, they're attacking my poor sensor dude. Alright, we'll just have to let him fight them for 1 moment and then switch him out. Let's do that. He'll get healed as he flees. And we're almost ready to shoot here. Okay, they fled in terror because they're chicken mantises. I'll do what I did last time and kill them while they're healing up. Okay, I didn't quite do that, but their med bay is on fire and disabled. Again, you have to be careful with your own boarding when a place is on fire. There's a lot of bombs coming out because the fire could get out of control and damage the hull too much, and then you die. Oh, were they FTLing? I missed that. Okay, it's part of the special text, I guess, that is triggering an imminent jump. Anyway, you pick up chatter from the enemy ship. You know what? Forget this. Prepare for retreat. Looks like they're preparing to make a hasty getaway. Unless I do this. Can I do it in time? Let's see. Yes! FTL a little bit delayed. So hopefully the fire will kill them and I'll get the bonus for killing all the crew. Alright, I'll just wait here for a bit. I don't want to board because the fire's too crazy. They are repairing the med bay, unfortunately. Should I shoot it? Nah, let's hang out. Let's see what they can do. So mantises, as we all know, repair at half the rate. So they are terrible repairmen. They're basically repairing at the rate of 1 human right now. The question is, will the fire damage 1 more system, thus finishing off the ship? Or will the mantises die from the fire? I hope the mantises die. It looks like they're going to get that fire at the last... No, what are they doing? Oh, they're getting out of the fire in some kind of desperate hope to survive. Yeah, I guess the fire will probably get the O2 first, unfortunately. But let's see. Did you play any more games lately, Arturo? I'm wondering if you ever got any, made any progress on the boss since you last messaged me. Arturo doesn't know there's still a surprise in store for him. He made it to the flagship, the Rebel flagship, and he got it down to, I believe, half health. Then he made another attempt when he wasn't aware that the flagship cannot touch the base for 3 consecutive turns or you just lose. So he missed that instruction, unfortunately. Alright, so we got 65 scrap. How much do we want for the shields? We needed 150, we were saying. 250, sorry. Excuse me. I cannot ignore a damsel in distress, so we'll go there. Is there anything we need to do before we go? Yes, return to stations would be nice. We got our dude here in the sensors, our combatants here. Let's go to distress. Oh God, the freaking alien spiders. Part of me likes to be cocky and just go with it, but it's not worth the risk. It's basically a coin flip. Do you lose a crew or get some scrap or something? I actually forget what the reward is. Anyway, the text says you find a number of ships fleeing from a small space station. You hail them, asking what's wrong. Help, we're being overrun by some sort of giant alien spiders. And I will leave them alone. Sorry. You can't risk fighting some unknown alien on every backwater station you come across. Yeah, damsels in distress. All the spiders were not the people in distress. There could have been lovely damsels there that we left to die. Now, I always like to hit these, but it might not be feasible with the approaching fleet, so I'm going to have to just settle for this one. A mantis ship. Are we in a mantis sector, by the way? I don't even remember. I guess we probably are. So many mantises. A mantis ship hails. Ah, fine prey, fine prey. We honor you with our most eviscerating arsenal, please. He sends a cloud to the silver lining and power the weapons. Okay, they're coming at me again. They got a big freaking missile coming, though. I don't like that. Let's fight right here. I could power up a defense drone just so I don't take a missile hit. Let's see what happens. Boom, took out their missiles, so no issue there. I could always club, that's true. It's always a good idea to remember all your options in this game. I just realized Bob's a little hurt. Oh, that's from the fight just now, okay. Alright, so they teleported into the med bay, which is the worst possible place. I'm ignoring my weapons here. Okay, did some more damage to the weapons. I'm reloading faster than I can keep track of. Like, oh, my weapons are ready already, okay. So the advantage to auto fire is you don't have to keep an eye on these weapons. The disadvantage is when you have all these weapons that recharge at different rates, and also they fire across space at different speeds, you wind up not synchronizing your attacks. So like your first weapon might hit the shield, then by the time the next one charges up, the shield could have replenished. So usually auto fire is not the best option. Depends on the situation though. Let's blast him some more. Unfortunately, I wasn't really considering if I should board. You know what, if I can take out the medbay and not get this ship down to like... Oh, not kill the ship, then it might be worth trying. Should I do it? Let's do it. So they can't really do too much. If I teleport here, I'll kill the mantis without the medbay being repaired. Meanwhile, the NG is repairing the weapons. It should be fine. Let's do it. Oh, the NG came into here to fight too. Okay, no biggie. NGs are weak at fighting, as we've talked about before. I don't like that my guy is losing this fight, even though he's a highly skilled fighter. His life is a little lower than the guy he's battling. But as soon as the NG dies, it should be easy to take care of him by double teaming. What I can actually do is make this guy pull out for a moment. And apparently the NG chased after him. Okay. Alright, so that worked out. 70 scrap. Always gotta be careful with these melee combats. You don't want to lose guys because you were careless about how low on health they were or whatever. I should heal up Bob. No reason not to. Excuse my coughing. I like burping and coughing on the stream. It's real attractive, I know. Let's upgrade those shields. Why not? If you have 4 levels of shield, you're in good shape right there. Along with everything else, I think we're in great shape. Ta-da! Yeah, we're in good shape. If we fought the flagship as is, I think we'd be okay. I would like to have more cloaking next, probably. If I came across a better weapon to replace maybe like one of these 1-power weapons with, I would not say no to that. Anyway, we can probably go here, then exit. I don't think we want to risk 3 jumps, so let's go here. Are we all ready to go? Everybody's in their station. Everything's healed. Boop, boop, boop. Okay, we can get 35 scrap by choosing this one. Let's attempt to download the ship's data stores. Oh, it's a fight. What a surprise. They got 2 drones on me. This one's a beam, so that we have 4 levels of shield. We're like not in any kind of trouble, probably. Okay, so they got some lasers too. Okay, we did not actually hit them. That's unfortunate. Now we did hit him. I always get nervous with these multiple drones buzzing around me, even if they can't really hurt me. Kind of make you nervous. They're like on top of you, they're going this way and that. They're scary is what I'm saying. So that's why I'm taking them out right here. Oh, their shields held. See, this is why I feel a tiny bit nervous about my weapon. I mean, really, I am in pretty damn good shape, but when I fight the flagship, who's going to be having 4 shields, I'll really have to be using the missiles for sure, like repeatedly. Otherwise, I'm not going to have a good time getting through the shields. So, you know, it's always nice to be able to pound through 4 levels of shields without expending any kind of finite ammo. But really, I think I'm okay. Anyway, you can always do it. If I find the flagship, I can keep pounding the shield perhaps with the missile here. There's multiple approaches. Does the flagship change or is it always identical? Asks Arturo. Oh man, that's spoiler stuff right there. It's not always the same. No, it's not. It's not. I'll it depends what you mean by the question. Actually, I'm gonna say it's not though, because there are different layouts you can encounter. Anyway, we got another scrap recovery arm. I can't actually hold it though because I have 3 augmentation. I think I'll ditch one of them. If it was early in the game, I would be like, wow, 2 scrap recovery arms, because they do stack. There are multiple 10% bonuses. But I will have to ditch it. Sorry, scrap recovery arm. Oh, man, that's painful to drop that. But these 2 guys will help more probably at this point. There's a dead drone sitting right here. Okay, so we could jump here. I think, or the I think. One thing I keep mentioning on the stream is I saw a coworker of mine who goes by the name of Power Crazy. He was playing this game and he had some mod that let you see how the fleet will advance turn after turn, because it would draw these rings that are the right distance. So you can count well in 2 turns, the fleet's going to be here, or whatever. Spoilers about enemy drones. Yeah. I know what you're saying, Sam. Alright, let's get out of here. You arrive near a damaged and dilapidated. I can't say the word. Dilapidated space station. It appears to be abandoned, but you detect faint life signatures on. Or this is the one where you can rescue an NG, I think. I play this game so much, but I still don't have all these scenarios quite memorized. Thing is, they can't really use another person. Debris. Scrap some debris. What do you guys think? I'll give you 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. I'll give you 5 more due to stream delay, possibly. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, I'm gonna scrap some debris. We'll choose scrap at this stage. Okay, good. Yep, I think I agree, Sam. Alright, we got 27 scrap. On easy, it's not a ton, especially late in the game, but something. Oh, is it, you could lose okay, I didn't realize you could lose an option from the first person. Yeah, I actually am pretty terrible at remembering these scenarios that come up, and I tend to just look them up in the wiki. But, I'm not really doing too much wiki looking up during this stream because that would kind of be a little disruptive. Anyway, civilian sector is boring. Rock control is always fun. As I said before, when you find a red sector, it's hostile. It's usually more fighting, which can be dangerous, but it means more scrap too. Scrap is the name of the game in FTL. The rock people have a particularly aggressive stance toward alien races trespassing in their space. That means they're racist. You should tread carefully here. Alright, so I have the rock men, so they're going to be racist to me. Now really, that doesn't really figure into the game, I don't think, very often. There actually are a few scenarios where there's a blue option that pertains to your races. Anyway, I'm looking at this thing here. I always like to go to these possible ship detected, but this one will force me to backtrack. So another rule of thumb I follow is I don't like to backtrack. So it's like, well, what do? Yeah, maybe I'll just get it anyway. Can't have it both ways, right? It looks quiet, but you realize your computer is being scanned. A hidden rock vessel hails you. Why do you fill your computer with lies? These are not the holy words. Before you can interject, they open fire. Yeah, in this game, the rock men are pretty racist, and they're like fundamentalists. They have this religion, and they're like, well, you don't follow this religion, you must die. So they're not very open-minded people. I would make a joke relative to the current political climate, but I should probably just not go there. Alright, so they let's see, do they pose any decent risk to me? The missiles are always annoying. Let's just try shooting out guns and see what happens. Usual kind of deal. This one takes a long time to charge at least. And we knocked out this weapon. That's good. We could consider boarding. Let's try out cloaking for kicks. Once they fire the missile, we will cloak. So I got some shots out, did not do any damage. And the missile's coming, so I'll cloak. At level 1, the cloaking only lasts for 5 seconds. Alright, he's on fire. Rockmen are good at putting out fires because they don't take damage from the fire. Okay, kind of want to board, but Rockmen are tough to fight. The fires are not weakening them, and they have a med bay. So all those kind of things together are making me hesitant to board. And I'm not doing a good job shooting them. However, as long as they don't have the missile arm, they can't touch me. That's the only thing that can really get through my shield. Okay. They're going over to the med bay now. I guess I'll just keep doing what I'm doing. Could be using missiles to help my offense, but I am way too stingy in this game. I mean, what I usually figure is if I'm in a position where there's an extremely low chance that I'll even get hurt, even if the battle takes a long time, I'll just keep doing what I'm doing. I have the option to get 7 missiles just now. Not big on accepting surrender, because usually you get more scrap when you let them die. But sometimes the rewards are so great that I can't resist. In this case, I'm tempted to take the 7 missiles, but I say nah. Oh. you notice it just said resist when I hit the ship. What that means is the Rockman ship has special armor plating, and so even though I struck the room and damaged the system, I did not damage the hull because the rock plating held it up. You can get that yourself when you play as a rock ship. Okay, so I missed out on getting some missiles, but I did get fuel here, which I'm a tad on the low side with, so that's good, and a lot more scrap. I make a rule of thumb that if I have like 9 or 10 fuel, I'm good. Lower than that, I start to get worried, and then if I encounter a store with say 7, I would stop at the store and get like 2 or 3. That's my general rule of thumb. Okay, so now I have to backtrack, which again I hate doing because I try to maximize all my jumps, try to squeeze out every ounce of potential, I guess you could say. This is the kind of game that rewards the obsessively, kind of person who obsesses with details and micromanaging and being efficient, that kind of thing. A few freighters pass by, but they refuse all communications. Must not want to sully their reputation by talking with foreigners. See, you can get the feeling that these rock people are racist. I'm thinking I have 209 scrap. I might as well spend it on something. We could definitely do a level of cloaking. We could do 2 levels, and the energy too, probably. 80 plus 70. Shall we just do that? We'll be in great shape at that point. Actually, something we want to do before the end of the game. It'll be good to have both of these drones activated for the flagship at the end. Therefore, we need 2 more power in the drone area. So let's do that. We could probably get some cloaking as well. Okay, let's leave it like that, I guess. Do we want to save it? Keep a little bit of scrap on hand? Nah, who cares? Might have been a little wiser to do that, just in case we encounter a store. But sometimes you just gotta go with your gut. Distress or this place, they're near a sun. We can hit both probably. Go up here, then up, then around. Something like that. It appears the distress beacon is coming from the surface of a nearby moon. Your sensors are picking up a single life force. Oh boy. Okay, life form. Should I look it up in the wiki? Alright, let's just go down to the surface to investigate that. Usually anything like go check it out is like you could lose a crew member. Alright, I'm gonna check the wiki quick. Sorry for the delay. I wasn't doing this too much, but I don't want to lose a guy. Okay, so basically, if I go down to the surface, I could find a person, which I can't really accommodate. Oh yeah, that's right. Then you also have the options to take him home to a nearby planet, and then you get some scrap, basically. Or sometimes you get a hull repaired. Okay, I basically have another option after this. And I can lose a guy, but not immediately if I hit number 1 here. So I'll just do that. See what happens. Okay, this is the risky one. The madman. Yeah. So you find a man living alone in a cave. From the appearance of his wrecked ship, it seems he's been here for many years. He looks healthy, but his mental state is questionable. Yeah, so basically what happens here is I could bring him back to my ship, and I could get killed by him. Like 1 crew member could get killed. Or I could actually take him aboard, and he would be a new crew member. Blah, blah, blah. The other options I'm looking at all look pretty bad. I could have nothing happen, or he could make an explosive in an attempt to escape this metal prison, and he would deal 4 damage to my hull. So I'm going to leave him alone. A general rule of thumb in life is if you encounter a madman, don't bring him along for the ride with you. Ooh, some goodies here. Okay. I'd rather hit these goodies than the one that has a sun on it, so let's do that. Rock salvage operation. They don't seem to mind that you're still on board while they junk your ship. Haha. Alright. They got a whole bunch of lasers. This could be a little bit scary. Okay, they hit me with a ton of lasers. Good thing I dodged a good amount of them. I heard somebody level up in terms of skill. Not sure who that was. It might have been the engines guy. So we can board them. They don't have a med bay. It might be feasible. They do have 3 rockmen though. That could be tough with 2 Mantis. So they'd probably have to send them home and heal up before finishing them off. Like I might kill 1 or 2. Yeah, the rockmen are tough to fight. I want to do it though. Are they beat up at all? This guy got 75. This guy's half dead. I still think I'd have to zap my guys back home and heal up. It's 15 seconds cooldown. So I'd have to wait 15 seconds. I'd have to stay alive for 15 seconds before I can zap them home. I will pass on this simply because they have upgraded doors. If they did not, I could just kind of run my guys around the ship from end to end repeatedly, avoiding fighting, basically. Okay, they're surrendering. I say no because I'm a dick. Could get 2 fuel though. I am getting a little low on fuel. I think I'm okay on fuel because I'm almost at the end basically. And when you get to Sector 8, you get a whole bunch of fuel and stuff. Everybody's doing good this weekend and had interesting Saturdays in this crazy time we're living in. I don't know, I'm just making small talk. I had a pretty uneventful day personally. Just kind of hanging out with the baby. Hanging out means attending to its every whim, of course. You know what, we killed one of these guys and 2 of them are pretty low. We could actually board. We could totally kill them. Let's do it. Stop shooting. We're not. We don't have anything targeted, so we're good there. And let's finish. All right, 75 scrap, and we got that fuel, more than the amount of fuel that they were surrendering. So that's cool. Now fuel is definitely not a concern. Yeah, so yeah, we're actually coming into the view essentially of Sector 8. So what do we want to upgrade before we get there? It could be nice to get another engine level or 2 even. We're at the point where we cannot bundle with our upgrades or reactor upgrades. Usually, like if you follow the stream, what I like to do is say I want to upgrade my weapons by 1. In this case, it would be 100. I don't just upgrade incrementally. I like to get the whole bundle, like the reactor upgrade as well as the system upgrade, if I don't have enough power to otherwise use the system upgrade, because then it's like what's the point of having something you can't use? But when you're at this point, you're kind of maxed out in the reactor, and the assumption is if you do upgrade some more things, you would have to lower other things to adjust. You do that kind of a lot on the flagship. You're just shifting power around. Anyway, what was I going to do? Yeah, I'll go for engines. Let's just do that right now. Ta-da. After this, we will do I can always do shield, medbay, doors, cloaking, teleport. Those could all use a little bit of a boost. We'll see what I get, because you do start getting a lot of scrap towards the end here, so I should probably get at least another 100, I would think. Probably more. Let's draw a path here. If I go up here, here, here. Oh, this path doesn't lead to the exit, which stinks. would be nice to maximize my jumps by circling back, but no can do. So I can go here, then probably here, then backtrack and exit. That kind of stinks in terms of, you know, encountering as much as possible. That might be what I have to do, though. Could I go up here and then backtrack? That would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm kind of measuring with my fingers right now. No, I don't think that's doable. That should be doable though. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright. Oh, look at all this. Okay. Slave trader. 4 sounds like the option I should do to be a good person. However, I cannot fit any of them. Does that option just say you get a crew member? I'm trying to remember. Should I look it up? I'm being cheesy again by looking it up. Wiki, FTL. Okay, so if I do this, I could receive 1 random crew member and fight the slavers, or I could receive a random crew member and fight the slavers with different flavor text, or I can just fight the slavers. What am I gonna do? I'll just fight them, I guess. Okay, kill them. Okay, they have 4 weapons. They have boarding. That's true. If you don't use the wiki, you probably remember. You probably memorize these events better. Okay, we got rockmen coming our way. They're in the stealth room. Let's do some shooting here. Oh, we got a missile coming. We can cloak. Get our weapons shot and then we'll cloak. Ooh. Alright, we gotta heal up here. Actually, no, Nick Me did not get hurt, so just the Mantis guy. Gotta go here. Okay, they're healing up. I can shoot them while they're healing up, that's always fun. I took a missile. I was trying to avoid that kind of situation, but I was negligent. And my ship is taking some ion hits. Okay. Maybe I'll put on a defense drone to help me out. I mean, I still got 38 freaking missiles I shouldn't worry about. But again, I'm way overly stingy in this game. That's probably my biggest flaw in the game. But I'm like, well, I only got, 300,000 missiles. Do I really want to use one that can save my butt here? Oh, they're trying to escape. What's going on here? This idiot board? I didn't even realize. Oh, 2 idiots. 2 idiot energy dudes. Zoltans. Okay. I don't like that their energy is going to blast me, but I'll totally own them. It's not really an issue. Alright, I can accept Maria, who's good at piloting and fighting. Huh. He might be better than me, Mark W. I can't get rid of myself. Only because W hasn't done a lot of fighting. Unfortunately, I can't look up the skills while I'm faced with this decision. Yeah, so that's one little annoying thing about this game. I can't really look at his skills. Because Maria, well actually though, W has a yellow level of piloting, so yeah, so it's not really an issue. Let's surrender is not an option. Okay. Yeah, Sam, that was something I just realized. I'm being dumb. I have the yellow level here, so yeah. Okay. I'm trying to evaluate if there's any chance of me boarding. Probably not. I should just check, take out their FTL so they don't get away. Splat. We're almost at boss time. Are you ready, Arturo? I'm having the Mortal Kombat sound in my brain right now. It's playing audio in my brain. It goes finish him. Here we go. I just ripped off his head with the spine attached. 74 scrap. Okay, so do we want to upgrade? Blah blah blah. I think most important would be cloaking and medbay. Sometimes on that final fight, you do need to run your guys to the medbay fairly often. Good to have at least level 2. Cloaking is always great to have at level 3 if you can. So, as the El Paso Tacos commercial says, I think it's El Paso. Why not both? That was when they were debating whether to have crunchy or soft tacos. What's your opinion on that one, Arturo? The crunchy taco. So I work with a lot of Mexican guys, and we talk about food a lot for no particular reason. And it's my understanding that in Mexico, nobody actually eats those crunchy taco shells, and that's something that goofy Americans do. Anyway, a motley collection of rock ships are stationed around this beacon. They look to have resorted to a pirate's life. A pirate's life for me. Defensive maneuvers. Okay. I'm not really too worried. Oh, they got a missile. I always look out for the missiles because, like, no matter how good you do, the missile can hit you. They missed me, fortunately, and I took out their weapons enough so that the missile is gone. Shoot, how many shots did I bring in? 5? I think 5 is the max. I thought I counted more than 5. They enabled their freaking missiles. Alright, I won't get to see this thing fire again, unfortunately. I thought it shot like 6. I was like, what? It must have been 5. I'm pretty sure 5 is the maximum burst laser. I can board them and finish them off, can I? We got a really weak Rockman, a weak-ish Rockman, and fully... yeah, I think so, Sam. Tostadas, okay. So you don't... Yeah, I know what tostadas are, but you don't have the folded-up shell, like, for the taco, right? Alright, I'm a tiny bit nervous. When I say a tiny bit nervous, I'm like, oh, my odds are less than 100% here. I'm a tiny bit nervous about boarding because this guy will get taken out quick, but then we got a fairly strong Rockman and one really strong one. But I think I can handle 15 seconds of combat and escape if necessary. Also, their doors are level 1, which means worst case I can do the yakety sax and run back and forth. I say yakety sax because I always imagine that playing in my head, and I run them around just to run down the clock. You know, that's my interpretation of it. Yeah, I can board into a 2-person room. That's a good idea. Alright, let's do it. We'll go here for no particular reason. Sometimes there is some strategy to this, like you make them walk longer. If I go here, what's going to happen is I get to fight 2 on 1 for a... no, never mind, I'm being stupid. Pretty much here or here is probably equally good. But I can do more damage to the engine if I go here, if that's worthwhile. Doesn't really matter. Basically, while they're walking over here, I can pound the engines. That can actually backfire, of course. Oh, great, they repair their missiles. That's so they can shoot me while this is happening. But fortunately, I have defense. No, I can just cloak. Let's just cloak. See. Oh, I don't want. They're not even coming after me. Let's go to them. I don't want to. Oh, okay. Now they stopped repairing. Let's fight right here. There, we're good. Okay, hey, nice heavy laser Mark 1. That's the same as I already have. Question becomes, do I want to juggle my... And I'm probably going to spend way too much time making this decision. But what I was saying was the question becomes, do I want to shift around weapons? This particular ion is not that great. It might be better off with another heavy laser in its place. Well, let's see. So they both cost 1 power, so they're equivalent in that sense. The ion takes 8 seconds to charge. Does some ion damage. Usually just a tiny bit of ion damage is not that beneficial. So I'm leaning towards the laser. It's 8 seconds to charge versus 9. Ion blast fires really slow as far as how the projectile comes across the map. So what I usually do is I fire this first and I wait like a second and a half, let's say, maybe 2 seconds, and then I fire the burst laser too, because those go pew, pew, pew really fast. So in a way this limits me. Even though it charges faster, I have to wait for it to hit first. You like the loadout I have now? You had to go and disagree with me. Alright, why don't I just hold on to it? If I decide to change, I can always switch them. Alright, so how are we doing here? I guess we have to, oh, we can hit a store. Oh man, we can't really do that though. So, yes, unfortunately, this game being, you know, the galaxies are procedurally generated, or the sectors, I guess you could say, are procedurally generated. Sometimes you have unfair situations. It's not really unfair, but it's just like sometimes it's more optimized for your travel than others. So I cannot go here and here like we were saying earlier. I have to backtrack. And we're almost there, folks. Should I do an upgrade? I have 60. I could do doors, sensors. Teleporter might be good. I'm definitely going to be boarding, by the way. I might not always pump it with 3 power, because in the flagship fight you're trying to squeeze out every ounce of power you can into whatever system's needed at the time. Alright, let's do that anyway, then we'll upgrade that. So we're in a pretty good situation. We got maxed out shields, second to maxed out engines. You know, the oxygen level 3 is usually not too necessary. If you have nothing else to spend money on, then go ahead. That's cool. Level 3 cloaking is definitely very good. So yeah, we're in great shape. Let's do it. First we have to do the exit jump, and then we go to Sector 8. You've arrived at the long-range beacon. When the FTL driver is charged, you can jump to the next sector. I'm gonna improve my reactor. I'm maxed out. You know, I've never tried this when your reactor is maxed out. I almost want to see what happens, but I don't want to spend these resources. So I will see if the wiki has info on that. One moment, please. I'm assuming it cannot go to the maximum +1. That would be interesting, but I don't think it works like that. Okay, so the wiki says, what does it say? I don't think, oh, here we go. If your reactor is already maxed out, agreeing to the trade will not increase your maximum power any further, and you will still lose the designated amount of missiles, drone parts, and/or fuel agreed upon per the trade. Okay, so now we don't have to take one for the team just to find out that information. And before we go to Sector 8, please pause 30 seconds. I am going to replenish my water supplies. I have 4 gas. Yeah, it's okay, Arturo. You get some when you jump to Sector 8. Be right back. But yeah, you're right. Giving them 2 would have been a bad idea. With only 4, I guess. By the way, guys, I learned a terrible thing today. There are people out there who deny anything. They can deny, say, the Holocaust or this or that, the other thing. This is totally random and more real world than anybody wants, probably. But today I saw on Twitter that Challenger was trending. If you remember, I believe it was 1986, we had the Challenger spaceship disaster, shuttle disaster, and I clicked on why it was trending, and people were talking about it because of the space launch, I guess. And there are actually several people who deny it. There are Challenger disaster denialists out there, and that depressed me for like 3 hours. Anyway, just wanted to get that off my chest. I'm going to respectfully decline now. So basically people who say, that never happened, it was the government conspiracy, or whatever the hell they say. Why would they do that? What's really good to see here is we actually evade more than half of all shots that come at us. They're just nullified. So that gives me some confidence. Anyway, we are now at the last stand. Excuse me. You arrive at an outpost close to the Federation base. Your access codes get you past initial security, and an officer sets up a direct feed to the Federation base's war room. Admiral Tully speaks first, saying, "What is the meaning of this? Who are you?" Explain your mission. That'd be cool if there was a blue thing that could come here in some kind of rare circumstance. Like, I don't know what it would be. Your explanation is met with murmurs of cynicism and disbelief among the officers. General Terzel of the NG Brigade speaks up. Intel suggests potential counter to rebel technology. Risk all or save none. By the way, it's implied that this guy is a robot because he's from the NG Brigade. Explain the weakness of the enemy fleet, the rebel flagship. Tully responds, "It's settled. Rebels will be here in a matter of moments. We will do what we can to hold off their warships, but you must succeed in destroying the flagship. Your current outpost can provide some repairs and fuel, and the other repair stations can provide aid as well. Good luck." Alright, this is it. The final countdown. The rebel flagship is here. Yeah, by the way, Arturo, at the left here, if you see, this is where it explains the flagship will destroy the Federation base if it spends 3 consecutive turns there. So unfortunately you missed that instruction, but it probably should have said that in maybe the flavored dialogue when you're talking to the generals. I don't know. So I'm sorry you missed that. It must have been frustrating, wasting a few hours and missing that and then dying. The red rotating flagship indicates its position. When the jump line from the ship is solid, it will jump to the indicated beacon on that turn. Repair stations partially repair for free. So here we are. We can actually accumulate a ton of scrap and probably upgrade just about everything else possible at this point, just by going through those fights. They can be a little on the challenging side. So what would we want to upgrade? We would want to upgrade engines by 1, medbay by 1, oxygen by 1, pilot by 1, sentry by 1, and door system by 1. Maybe not all of them, but probably most of them, because the engine one is very expensive. There are other systems we have not maxed out, but we don't have any need for weapons or drones unless we find more weapons or drones. So let's start raking up these guys. They can hit the base in a few turns. We're pretty much good. We can probably sweep through all 4 of these, then head over to the base. If we get really beat up, like say I go through these 3 fights and then I get beat up, I can jump to a repair here and then go have fun too. Oh yeah, these freaking rebels, they start eating up some of these beacons, unfortunately. Yeah, so that's something to keep an eye on as well. At any rate, let's start doing it. Okay, it's an automated drone. Not drone, I'm using drone terms. Automated scout. Long-range scanners show this system is empty of any capital ships. Clearly it is not of strategic value. Wait! FTL signature show a rebel scout just jumped nearby. Okay, it's got cloaking and 2 missiles. Yeesh. Are they going to fire at the same... The one advantage if they fire at the same time is I can cloak to dodge them both. But what's going to happen here is this one will fire first. They're pretty close. I might be able to pull it off. So what I'm saying is... Okay, say this one fires first and then I cloak, right? This one will be almost charged, but not quite. And the charging will halt at that moment that I cloak. And then I will decloak, and then it's going to fire right in my face. So ideally what will happen is this will fire, and it takes a couple seconds to fire through space and reach me. And then this will fire, and then at that last moment, before the original shot hits me, I can turn on the cloaking, and I can avoid them both that way. So that's what I'm going to try to do. Hopefully I'm successful. Yeah, this one's actually going faster than I thought. It might not work out. Yeah, I can't do it. Okay, so I had to cloak for the first one. But I am cloaked for quite a while, as you can see, and it stops all their weapons from charging while mine keep charging. So now mine are fully charged and I can do this. By the way, unless you have a certain augmentation that removes this downside to cloaking, it's that when you are shooting while cloaked, it makes this bar here go down more quickly, and therefore your cloaking doesn't last quite as long. Alright, we missed taking out its weapons, unfortunately. Now we got a big missile coming at us. I'll just hit a defense drone. Ta-da! With the defense drone, we're in great shape here. Otherwise, we'd have to worry about 2 missiles. Oops, they cloaked. By the way, the defense drone does not get him 100% of the time, but it's like beyond 90. I'm not sure what the number is. So unfortunately, this guy is evading a lot of my shots, and it's making it difficult to pummel it. Oh. So far I have not damaged it, which is a little disappointing. I could always power up the Hermes. Maybe I should do that just in case, even if I choose not to fire ultimately. Of course I can ramp up my firepower with the combat drone as well. It's another option. I've been very stingy about that as well. But we did some good damage just now, so that's good. Oh, the cloaking. I hate when it cloaks right before your shots are going to hit. Maybe I should work on the shields a little. I'm tempted to put a missile right here, but I'm going to follow my rule of thumb that if you seem to have a strong upper hand, there's no need to expend any finite resources to finish them off. So I still consider myself having a strong upper hand here. Even though I keep freaking missing. These guys must have an evade of like 40% or something. They don't tell you that number, unfortunately. I should realize that after every time that happens, I do my first volley, and then as soon as my second volley is just ready, they can cloak right when I fire the ion blast. So I should just wait for the cloaking to happen and not waste shots. So this is going very slowly, and unfortunately this will auto repair in a little bit. But I do have this defender right here, floating around, protecting me. Okay. So I could be here a while. Maybe I should take out the cloaking. It's so annoying. I don't know. I could have gotten a shot at her, even though. Yeah, I do have that combat trail, yes. Hey, you know, my shield is down more than I'd like. I don't know how that happened, but I should adjust. Oh yeah, solid hit right there. So I could have gotten another volley. I guess the timings aren't really quite, even. So this time I'm going to try to get into two volleys. So many misses. It's so frustrating to watch that. I know I'll kill them. It's just I'm being so stingy like usual. Should I get into? No, I was going for the third volley. Ugh. I know you're right, Sam. That's true. And what Sam was just saying is that I could probably just have my shield down to 1 and it'd be fine. 1 bubble. The missing is painful. Should I go for it? I do have 40 missiles. Should I just do it? I'll let you guys decide. You're the ones who have to get bored by me fighting this guy for 20 minutes. Alright. I should go for the cloaking now, really. That'll speed things up. Or the shield. Let's do the cloaking. Yes, cloaking is out. I keep firing the heavy laser even though I already know it can't hit. Oh, they repaired the cloaking? Oh, they repaired the cloaking. Bastards. Yes. No. Alright. What do you guys think? Hermes to the face? Yes, no. Oh, sure, that was gonna hit. Ah. It's gonna cloak any second. Oh, it's ion flashing. Ah, I hit it with an ion? That's really. Ah. I'm gonna finish it right here, right now. No, we're not. I thought maybe if I gave my weapons a little pep talk, they would hit better. I don't know. Just didn't work like that. Oh, almost. It's down to 1. Oop. I launched the Hermes by accident. Oh well. Okay, I'm fine with my missiles. I figured I take the super, hyper optimization approach as much as I can, where it's like, well, I don't see any way they could harm me, so why should I spend a missile? Alright. So I actually hit the wrong key. I meant to hit 2 on my keyboard, but I hit 1, which launched a missile. Anything we need to do? No, not really. Next up we have... Okay, this could be similar. Let's see. Sensors indicate that the rebels are setting up a forward jump beacon behind the nearby planet's moon. Excuse me. More importantly, a number of ships are passing by. Prepare for a fight. Okay, we got one of these faster drones. Ions and some bursts. This Ion's one of the really fast shooting ones. I'm a little bit unhappy with the situation, but I think we'll be okay, probably. Depends on how many guys this one shoots. Okay, we're fine then. All right. Let's take out this drone. It's really annoying. And it moves so fast like that. Hey, look at my ion actually collided with it. There. One time when my son was like 5 years old, I used to play this game for him just to watch. And he was so into it though, and he knew everything that was going on, he understood. And he was on the playground, just running around with some random kids. He starts saying, "Let's play FTL, I'm gonna go in the weapons room. Now I'm in the shields room. I'm gonna shoot the bad guy." The other kid had no idea what he was talking about, but they were having fun running around together. I actually have a picture of my son when he was not that much older. Maybe he was 6 or 7, and he actually won this game with my coaching. He did all the manipulating of the UI, if you will, and I just told him what to do, and he won the game. But he never won the game on his own until just the other day after he watched my last stream. He decided to play this game a little more often again, and he beat it. Congrats to Rob for his first FTL win with no coaching from me. But it's a little funny. I'll browse through my old pictures and I'll see this one where this little kid is showing off the victory screen for this game. There are so many people I know have said this game is so impossibly hard that they basically have no chance of winning it ever. Then you see his picture of like a 5-year-old with the victory screen. So again, I'm kind of showing that my offense, when I'm withholding missiles, is a little on the under tower side, but I'm also holding back the drone. So, you know, again, it's like we're fine really. And we're coming out on top of these battles unscathed, so that means we're fine. So let's see, this guy's gonna go here now because it's not a solid line; it's a dotted line. That means it's not moving there this turn. It's moving there the following turn. And we can see these guys took these 2 places, but I should be good to take these 2 and then zip over to the base probably. Unfortunately, I think there was a repair here and now that's gone. So should we do any upgrades? We have 120. We could upgrade. We don't care about drones. 120 is perfect for the engines. I say we do that. And then we'll probably get a little more scrap to get probably of these remaining 5 here. I would say 2 or 3 more of those probably. Maybe 4 even. Okay, we're maxed out in engines, which is always good. But it gets to the point where you have trouble powering everything. Because like if I power all my engines, well, look how many things are low on power here if I'm going to have all my weapons. But if I want to turn on a drone, I have to maybe knock down one of these, and sometimes I even knock down the oxygen temporarily. Next up. As soon as you arrive at the beacon, a rebel scout's turn is to engage. Power up the weapons. Okay, we have a beam, laser, and drone. Okay, again, I can have trouble remembering the graphics for the different numbers of shots. They're not always indicated by the graphic. But sometimes I think, oh, we got this guy too. Okay, it's the boarding drone, never fun to deal with. Let's move these guys to help and put them next door for the moment. We don't want the NG fighting, of course. So now we'll swap out. Unfortunately, there's going to be a breach here. There is a breach here, so the oxygen is going to get drained. There's actually a good reason to have upgraded oxygen, because it will refill faster. Or kind of slow down the drain, I guess you could say. Boom, their weapons are damaged pretty well, that's good. Okay, now we want to get the NG back in here to repair before there's too much of a problem. Maybe we'll have this guy help too. They have 2 repair drones, so they're going to be repairing stuff rather quickly. Okay, we're all repaired here actually, that's good. Heal up a little bit. See, the weapons are getting repaired way too fast. Another freaking, yeah, they suck. Okay. I should take out the drones because they're more annoying in this particular ship. Okay, I'm gonna swap out here. Mantis in, Mantis in. Operation Takeout Drone has begun. Oh, I missed. Would have been a good shot. Woulda, coulda, shoulda. Okay, let's heal up over there. Need repairs. Just gonna beat up a little bit more. Didn't we have Lancito be our repair guy? For the beginning of the game, he was repairing a lot. Now we need him on guns, though. Can you help out, please? And let's shoot some more drones. should I just use some missiles again? I'm being a stingy pants again. Take out shields, and now I'll knock down the drone with ease, relatively speaking. Sure, that worked pretty good actually. Okay, you guys can go there. Let's all pound on this drone. 4 guys. How are we doing here? We're repairing the breach. Okay, good stuff. Who needs healing? You can see everybody else back. Oh yeah. 66 scrap. Back to stations. Alright, so he's gonna move here next turn. Alright, so we'll go here, then head over to the base and meet this guy. Head him off at the pass. What movie was that where they complained about that cliche with the blazing saddles? It's like, head him off at the pass. That's such a cliche. Anyway, we can upgrade at least just one thing, I guess. Sensors, med bay. I'll hold off on the oxygen, so I think maybe one of these guys. Really, the upgrade for piloting only helps if I cannot have a crew member in the pilot seat. Then I'll have 80% automatic 80% evasion. That's good for if you just need to run the guy out of there to, you know, fight or heal up or whatever. Sensors are interesting because if you have the level 3 plus a guy manning that system, then you get to see the enemy power use. I don't actually do that too often, but it is kind of interesting to see. You can see which systems are allocating how much power to this. For now, let's okay, I won't sit here forever dwelling on it. Let's do, I'm leaning towards med bay. Maybe towards our med bay. I'll go with med bay. Okay, detect a rebel scout on an attack approach to a small refueling outpost. Their weapons are charged, but they're not firing yet. I'm going to intervene, of course. The rebel responds to your threat. I don't know who you are, but no one defies the rebel fleet. Yeah, whatever. Okay, they got 2 missiles. As you know, I tend to get uneasy by missiles, and they have a defense drone, which means it will shoot down any missiles I fire. So that's not good, but we can power up our own defense drone and take it from there, perhaps. This one is a pretty strong burst laser. That hopefully it's not a 5-shot. Even then, we're probably mostly okay though, because we'll be dodging 55% of it. And we have 4 layers of shield as well. Okay, let us begin. I think I do want to power up the defense, so I will wait to see if they shoot first. Like, you know, try to postpone to the last second. I might be able to get off a blast that takes out their weapons first, and I cannot do that. Okay, so defense. Oh man, that one got through. To get my oxygen. Hold on. Let's get Mr. NG and somebody else over there too. Too many missing. Could have prepared to cloak, but I did not. I was not smart enough or not quick enough. One of those things. Have 2 defense drones up. This one's a Mark II. Jesus Christ! So the Mark IIs can shoot down more things. They're shooting my lasers, aren't they? Yeah. Mark II shoots your lasers too. I thought I saw one of my lasers like disappearing into the void. Okay, this is actually a tougher fight than I thought. I might actually have to power up my second drone. This missile I should not even have arms most likely, because there's no way I'm getting past their drones, so why do I even have it? Unless I want to take the approach of overwhelming them with sheer number of projectiles, but that gets very expensive when they're firing missiles. So I'll do that and keep going. Go up there. I could always evade if it starts getting bad. You know, jump away basically. Don't know what to say. Yeah, that thing keeps shooting down my heavy laser. That's not good. Okay, I need to decide something. I think I need to figure out a new strategy or just jump away probably. I really don't know what else I could do. Could I board? Probably could board. They have a lot of guys, but with level 3 boarding. Let me just adjust some power just to see. It's only a 10-second cooldown. I could kill like 2 of them, hop back home. They have no med bay. Yeah, let's do that. And the mantis to the weapons room. Yeah, we can break down that stuff. I don't know why I'm afraid to say vulgar words. We can break that shit down. There we go. Let's do it. What did I say, 10 seconds? Yeah, 10-second cooldown. Let's go. Kill these humans. So after killing 2 humans, we are down to how much? This guy has 45 and this guy has 45. Therefore, we would not be able to kill all 4 most likely. Okay, yeah, we're good. Okay, we should jump. I mean, teleport home. Do that. Heal him up. I took a few hits, didn't I? Shoot. Okay, I should probably actually depower some weapons so I can power my engines and therefore take fewer hits. I just actually did that for all the weapons. Because those lasers could potentially shoot. Actually, was that shooting 3 or? I'm not sure what happened there. Did I get hit in the last fight or this one? Does anybody know? I think it was this one. Anyway, let's finish these jerks off. Okay, 96 scrap plus 55 scrap. Going by my math, that's 151 well-deserved scrap. High five, everybody. High five. High five to W. High five, Rob Bob. High five, Leoncito. High five, Yevon C. High five, Willow John, Nick, me, and Brecken. High fives all around for a job well done. We're all still alive. And we won. We still have 17 drones, 40 missiles, 18 fuel, and a butt ton of scrap. Butt ton is a precise measurement. 192. We could this is 50, 50, 90. We could spend all of these guys I was looking at, and we'll have everything we need upgraded basically. Wow. Yeah, let's do it. Ta-da! Again, the issue will become more of what of the actual, you know, reactor power source. We have to shift them around. But this enables us to like crank up something if we really need it in the moment. Crank up the oxygen, for example. And the doors and sensors being really high is always a good thing. It's kind of a passive bonus that you don't have to power. Alright, we're almost ready to fight Mr. Big Boss. I could hit another one. Let me think this through though. It's going to take him one. He's not going to go here next turn. It's going to be in 2 turns. I could go 1. I could actually do that, but then these things spread as well. However, there's no indication that they're going to take any of these. This one is going to be taken next, it's telling me. So I could pull off another fight, but it's almost like what's the point unless they're trying to maximize my score, because the more ships you get, the more ships you destroy, the more score you get. And by the way, I actually saw a Reddit post the other day where someone got like millions of points by they wrote a script that would basically fight the fleet ships infinitely. It would jump back and forth between 2 beacons, and every time you fight a fleet ship you get 1 fuel, so he never ran out of fuel, and each of those victories would give him points. So he basically wrote a script to give him infinite points, and he stopped it at like a couple million or something. So that was interesting. It made me think. I like to think about game design a lot because I always wanted to make games, although I never really have made anything serious. But I always think that anytime you have a situation where you can choose to go into any kind of area in a game in an infinite loop, you have to be careful about how you reward the player in said infinite loop, because it can kind of totally debalance the game. So in this case, if you care about comparing high scores, the fleet can totally break that, because they're an infinite source of ships to fight. Now that I'm off my soapbox, I could I guess ideally I could go to this repair station and fill in these 2 missing hull points. It doesn't really matter. Let's just go here, here, here. At that point it'll be at the base, but it will not have destroyed it yet. It has to be for 3 turns, and it's not even going to get there until 2 turns. So let's do it. I'm maximizing my points basically. So now that I have the level 4 sensors, I can see over here which system is powering. Although this sector is still under Federation control, a small scout has slipped by the fleet, moving to engage. Okay. These aren't any slouches. Cannot board because they have no oxygen. So I have seen people do that before. It's very interesting. Again, my former co-worker, Power Crazy, who's amazing at this game, he would actually board sometimes in these situations. Okay, I might have to cloak in a moment. Let's see how many shots this one shoots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ugh. I don't like that at all. Let's see if we can wait till the bomb to fire, though. Okay, we're actually good. But I cloaked when the bomb fired anyway, and now it has missed. Hooray. Get it. Yes! Damage the weapons. Taking out that 5-shot laser was very good, I think. So interesting, you can see it gradually repair since I have the level 4 sensors. And now it's down to 1. Oh, a bomb got off here, so that was actually, wow. That was actually a pretty nasty combo they had. So fortunately I took them out in time, took out the lasers in time, but they had this ion bomb that does 4 ion damage. Look where it reduced my shields to. Then combine that with 5 shots from a laser, that could get through. Bam! No more weapons for you. And now it's basically a sitting duck. It's not going to repair weapons in time, most likely. Unless this becomes like that other battle where I'm sitting here for 10 minutes. So far, though, I've been doing much better than in that fight. I assume the other fight was more about the evade. The ship probably had a really high evade. So it never tells you what the values are, so you have to kind of just guess. Go by what you feel, I guess. This one it's evading pretty well now, I guess. Maybe I'm just paying more attention, I don't know. Oof. Ion blast on the shield are nice, except when you miss. Should be doing this more often. Just if the first shot the ion blast misses, just don't fire the rest of the volley. The ion, it recharges in only 8 seconds, and when it does hit, you have a pretty stronger chance of getting through with the other guys. And then all 4 of them miss. Jeez. Oh. Missing. Yeah, just when I said that this one wasn't the best at missing, I mean, at evading. Just totally evading everything. Shoot at it. Here we go. Nope. No such luck. Oof. So you gotta figure with the number of shots I have coming at. It's basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 per volley. Seems to be fairly reliably evading like, I think 3 or so? At least 2, right? So it's probably in the ballpark of evade of like 40-50% probably. Ooh. An opening. Oh, I missed it. Here we go. Yes. And now that the shield is weakened, I can actually get through a lot more easily. By the way, to knock down the evade, I can actually hit the engines. And then I'll start hitting much more. Weapons guy needs glass. That's a good point. Who's the weapons guy? Rob Bob? No, it's you, Lady Tito. Hey Dan, my dog has decided to pay me. She was sleeping with my wife, but she wanted to get in on the boss action here, I think. Actually, she looks a little disturbed. What's wrong, Danny? Something wrong? Oh, she went back upstairs. I don't know. Alright. I have 66 scrap. I could buy things I don't need. I won't do that. I'll hoard the scrap. Okay, so he's going to make it to the base, and then we're going to go fight him. You spot a small rebel ship nearby. It seems to have been refitted for transport rather than combat. It does not seem to want to engage you in your ship. I will demand surrender. Okay. They're nothing to sneeze at, these guys. Okay, they're gonna escape though. I feel like it's gonna be a drawn out combat, and it's 2 missiles. So, I might just let them go. Or just try to target the weapons. And if they happen to get away, then fine. But if I can manage to take out the weapons and save the pilot, then it's good, I guess. Oh, they're boarding me, those idiots. Why would you board when you're trying to escape? You're gonna leave the guy hanging. Stranded. Two guys. Oh, you know what? I should fire things and then cloak. Here we go. Ta-da! One bonus to cloaking is that guys who are boarded on your ship, enemy invaders, they cannot transport back home while you are cloaked. So you can be sure you finish them off that way. I guess one approach I could take is board them, but I have to be really sure they're not able to FTL away, or I would lose my guys and I would like get pissed off. Okay, I heard that sound for a second. I thought maybe something happened on my ship, but that's the sound of a breach happening, and I caused them to breach, not the other way around. I cannot cloak for this ship missile that's about to hit. The question is, do I want to just risk it or power up the defense drone? Probably wiser to power up the defense drone, honestly. I don't know. I'm gonna risk it anyway because I'm feeling like a cowboy right now. It missed me. Okay, so this fight's over. Okay, where are we at? Everybody's full health. Go back to your stations. Get ready to fight the big boy. 3 turns until the base is destroyed, but we're fine. We're gonna jump there right now. Nothing to do, but well, we can think about power allocation perhaps. Fortunately, I want to have everything up at once. Probably don't need too much cloaking. There's going to be a value of missiles we'll want to cloak for, but I'm also going to have my boarders take that system out as soon as possible. I will want to fire Hermes missiles, so I'm going to leave that up. Yeah, unfortunately, I can't power nearly as much things as I want. It's always nice to have the drones up too. Combat can be very useful to help get through their shields and stuff. What I might do is just take down, I hate to do it, but take down edges for 1, and then I'll power up 1 combat to start. And see how that goes. Anyway, let's do it. You are now about to see the boss of the game, the Rebel flagship. If anyone's out there besides Sam and Arturo who does not want to see this, there are some spoilers involved. And actually this ship has a surprise in store, or a couple surprises. So if you think it might be fun to, or more fun to see that on your own, then leave the stream now. I'm the only YouTuber who will tell you to leave the stream instead of begging for subscriptions. So here we go. This is it, the Rebel flagship. If you are able to destroy this monstrosity, the Federal fleet will have a chance of surviving. There's no turning back. Okay, first things first. They cloak, which is annoying. Yes. So I just have to wait here. My weapons will not charge while it's cloaked. I can't really do anything. It will charge up its weapons in the meantime, which is unfortunate. But hey, what can you do? Okay, now this ship is kind of badly set up in the sense that each of the weapons, is completely isolated, which makes them vulnerable to my boarders. All I have to do is, one at a time, put boarders in the weapon system. They'll take out the guy and then take out the system. I usually do the missile one first because it just fires missiles at you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 missiles is not fun to deal with. So that's the basic strategy. However, I have to decide what I'm going to do with my weapons. I can blast the shields repeatedly with the missile, Hermes missile, and that'll weaken the shields for the rest of my weapons, which will take out anything really. I can take out cloaking, that might be a good idea. That's the general strategy I'm going to take. I may power up one of these drones, possibly both. Let me see how it plays out a little bit. I haven't played this game through to the end in about a year, I would say, so I'm a tiny bit rusty, despite my 300 plus hours. So I don't have this strategy like 100% down by instinct is what I'm getting at. So I'm probably only going to do level 1 for the borders for now. Maybe I want to reconsider that. Basically, these guys are going to board. Oops. They're going to board here, kill this guy, destroy the system, and I feel like by the time that's all done, it'll be about 20 seconds, so there's no point in cranking this up. And there's no risk to them. I won't have to pull them out because they're getting killed. It'll be pretty much an auto win for them. So I think level 1 is good, actually, yeah. Yeah, I think that works out. Let's do it. Okay, man. And let's go. Okay, a bunch of those later. Now here come their missiles. I have to decide if I want a cloak. Probably do. I only need this one because it's the only thing I'm cloaking for is that volley of missiles. So it's good. Fine if it's only 5 seconds long. Okay, their weapons are getting taken out now. Their missiles, that is. And so far my shields are more than holding up. I should probably actually shoot at them. Oh, bad timing. Oh, the missile hit them even though they cloaked. That's good. So they're scrambling to put out this fire on the shields now. And their missiles are almost gone. Okay, the missiles are gone. I can bring our boys home as soon as the cloaking happens. Okay, it just happened. Let's get Yevon C healed. He's the only one who got a little bit injured. I should be shooting more. Why am I not shooting? Take out shield some more. Boom, we killed the guy too. Cool. Okay, Yevon C is healed. So now we can go for the next most dangerous system. The beam is not dangerous unless your shields are all taken out. One of these two guys, I've heard different opinions. This one's a heavy laser, this one is ions. Some people say the ions can be more dangerous. I usually go with this one, even though it's possible that they're right about the ions being more dangerous. That's us board. Fortunately, I'm still waiting for this to cool down. So that would be the benefit of putting in more than one power. So even though it takes me more than 20 seconds to take out the guy and the weapon, the issue is that I have to wait another 20 seconds after beaming them home. And usually I'm ready in fewer than 20 seconds by the time they're healed and I move them back here. So I'm kind of wasting time. Let's fire some more. Bam. Oh, I missed. Oh. Take out your damn cloak. I hate it. Yay. Okay, let's board. Take out. Whoop, don't do this one. Okay. Let's put in 2 actually. 2 power to teleporter. Take out this heavy laser. Ooh. The cloaking was repaired. Ooh. Arthur, just curious if you had boarding by the time you got here. Because boarding is a huge help in this fight. It's almost too easy. Maybe that's a bit of an exaggeration. Okay, we're gonna board. Take out more weapons before we finish off the ship. Doesn't really matter though. It's actually good to take out the crew though. I won't give away why yet. If you take out all the crew though, then the ship actually kind of automates or something. It gives you a special pop-up message that tells you the ship comes alive or some nonsense. But the more crew you can take out, the better, for a reason you're going to see in a little bit. So you can stay here, John. You can go here. Yeah, the boarding drones, they don't let you select which room you want to go in, so that's a major disadvantage of them for the purpose of this fight anyway. Okay, let's take out the beam. Now, if I board these guys in any of these other rooms that are not isolated, pretty much anything but the weapon room, it's a lot of trouble because they have a med bay and how many guys left? 6. So it usually does not work out too well. Okay, come home, Mantis boys. And now let's start pummeling. And again, I want to ideally kill as many of the crew as I can, but it might not happen really. Whoops. Splat. Fires are good for killing out crew. Killing crew. This guy might. No, he's gonna run to the med bay. See, it is hard. I can shoot him now and try to finish him that way, but it might not even happen. The ship's gonna die. Oh, the ship's gone. Did I win? Did I win? It jumped away. That's a spoiler. That's a spoiler I was warning about. It's not dead. What do you think of that, Arturo? I found a small bomb for what that's worth. So, it fled. It's going over here. I might as well chase after it. There's really nothing more I can do with scrap. So if I wanted to just optimize my score, again, I could just go here, but there's really no reason to. I just want to keep fighting the boss. Okay, so evaluate the situation. All my guys are healed. They're all in the right places now. Now that I've hit enter. Yeah, let's go. So he's going here next turn. That means if I go here, I'll meet him there. He fled for repairs or whatever he wants to do. Here he is. You can see his damage. It's his second form. Yes, it ran away. You weren't expecting that, huh? It has multiple forms. I won't tell you how many. Could it be just 2? Could it be 3? Maybe 7? I'll let you see for yourself. Alright, so now one advantage to my taking out the crew that was in all the weapon systems, even though I could have finished the ship off earlier, is that now you can see the weapon systems that it has left, the 3 of them, have nobody manning them, which means 2 things. 1, they fire less frequently, and 2, I can jump in there with my boarders and take them out faster because they don't have to bother with a fight beforehand. So, let's read the text. You chase down the flagship and discover it is heavily damaged from the previous fight. Scans indicate that it has redirected considerable power to its drones. Get ready for a fight. Yeah, so it's gonna do some things with drones that are pretty scary. Here's some drones already harassing me. And it has this defense drone that's gonna shoot down my missiles. So no point in using Hermes unless I can take out the drone system first, perhaps. Or if I just get lucky and it misses, which happens rarely. I wish I knew the numbers on that. You know, like, it seems like it hits about at least 90% of the time, the defense drone. Maybe 95%. Alright, how do I want to adjust power and stuff? I want to board right away to the missiles again. I'll keep it at power 2 for a 15-second cooldown. I will have to deal with missiles coming my way. I could cloak, but I know something that's going to happen. That's good to save my cloaking for. So I'm just trying to measure out my power here. I'm going to take 1 out of medbay because I don't need it. I'm going to power down the Hermes because basically I don't expect it to get through the defense drone anytime soon. I'm going to power up a defense drone of my own. I'm going to put, let's say 2 into cloaking. And I want the combat drone. Probably be good to have. It's just so hard to juggle all the power. Let's hold off on that for now. And let's board. Yeah, we've boarded. We're taking out those missiles. We're gonna take a volley of it. Unless I can destroy it fast enough, it might actually happen. So last time I had to fight the person first. Now I don't have to do that, so it makes it easier. Okay, power surge detected. That is the surprise that I was more concerned about than the missiles. It is this, a surge of drone. I can, however, cloak, so let's do that. See how many drones there are? I don't know how many there are. You can count them if you want. It's actually worthwhile to take out oxygen temporarily just to evade these better. Well, not while I'm cloaked, I guess. I'm being a little ridiculous. Get ahead of myself. I should start shooting as soon as I'm decloaked. Oh, these guys were not hurt. What am I doing? Moving into the med bay there. Okay, the power surge of drones has worn off. Now I will start shooting things. Flat. Took out some shields, always good. How's my boarding? Got a little bit of time left before I can reboard. We can do it now. Let's take whatever this thing. Heavy lasers. I can shoot again. Can't. I missed. We got another surge coming. My cloaking is not quite ready, but it's almost there. And it is ready, so let's go. Perfect timing. Again, if you shoot while you're cloaked, it reduces the lifespan of your cloaking actions, so I do not want to shoot right now. There is an augmentation you can get that prevents that, but I don't have it. Okay, that drone burst it's less scary when you're anticipating it. The first time you find that thing, it's like holy mother of, and you're not ready to cloak. Suddenly there's like 8 drones on you all blasting away. And these things are still shooting because you're probably a noob at that point and you don't have the strategy down that I have. So it can be really hard. Okay, we got another surge coming up. I am not ready to cloak, so that means we want to pump up the engines as much as possible. Even that little 4% is big. I don't care about the lack of oxygen so much. I should be boarding, and I don't have my boarding back yet. Okay, so this is where I might take a hit, but I think I'm good given my levels of shield and evade. I'm probably okay. So they're blasting away. They can't do enough. And fortunately for me, they're not able to shoot at me at the same time. I've taken out all that stuff. So really, it's not. I probably didn't even really need the cloaking. Here comes another surge even. My oxygen is starting to get low, so I'm keeping an eye on that. Don't worry. I can cloak now, actually. I'll do it for the kicks, for the lows. Put oxygen back on. I feel like that was easier than I remember. The drone burst. I guess I'm just very prepared for it. I feel like there were more guys. More drones. That could be crazy. As you can see, I do tend to like hitting the shield once I've taken out the power to the weapons. Should be pumping up my engines again. Now, if you take out all of the crew of the enemy ship, the flagship, like I said, it comes alive or whatever with artificial intelligence. Now, what that means is these weapon systems that are permanently damaged, they cannot be repaired because nobody can go there. But the AI ship can repair any system. So if you kill all the crew, it's actually a bad thing. Where power surge detected. Like I should cloak, but I don't know. I think I'm doing okay. We're not even getting the shield down to like below 2, it looks like. Yeah, I'm in good shape with those guys, huh? I feel like I used to get beat up by them more if I wasn't cloaking. Maybe I just, I don't know. I don't know what the issue is. I guess I was just worse. Take that med bay. Ha ha ha. The med bay's on fire, yes. Excellent. Where are you gonna run to, homeboy? Oh, the pilot seat. Okay. I'll see if I can burn out this one guy. No, he's just gonna leave, yeah, like the other guys did. Now, let's consider this a minute. Could I board? They are all injured. Again, I don't want to kill all the crew, but ideally I would leave only one for the... Well, okay, I'm gonna spoil it. For the next incarnation of the ship. It's ideal to have only one crewman left. I could crank this up to 3 levels, teleport to 3 levels, fight for 10 seconds, maybe kill 3 of them, and then teleport back. Just make sure I don't kill all 4, basically. I like that idea. Let's try it. It's something I don't think I've ever done that. Okay, so let me think. If I teleport down here, I'll fight him and kill him before this guy can even come over to help, let alone these guys all the way up here. Similarly, if I put a guy here again, no, this is dangerous. The hull is down to 2 and it's fire. Fire can spread. If it damages the system, there's a hull damage. Also, my own guys could accidentally do hull damage by beating a system if there's nobody in the room. So I could probably do it. I would say at least 70% chance I could do it, but I don't want to lose my guys, so I'm just gonna not do that. I'll try to take out maybe one more guy by shooting missiles in his face, basically. Not missiles, lasers. Okay. So I took out one guy. Got some unnecessary scrap and missiles. Yep, there's one more incarnation. Oops, I gave it away. Yeah, you know what? I'm thinking of the... Okay. You'll see. I was thinking of this next one being a little bit harder with the special thing that it says. Okay, there we go. Now it has a super shield, which is a pain, but one issue with that is you cannot board a ship with the super shield. So I have to take that out before I can do any damage, essentially. A combat drone can help with that quite a bit because it keeps going pew every few seconds, pew. So that'll help knock down the super shield. Anyway, it says in the text that you're not certain how it's able to keep fighting with the amount of damage it has sustained. It looks like it's transferred power to the teleporter as well as some kind of super weapon. Be prepared. Yeah, they can board now too, and I think this incarnation tends to shoot. No, this one doesn't have a drone system. I felt like there's some boarding drones that are going to be headed my way, but it doesn't have a drone system. Maybe I'm misremembering. Yeah, it's been about a year since I've been here. Anyway, let's fire up the combat drone first of all to gradually weaken that thing. And otherwise, we're going to count on it with auto fire on because we just want to hit as many shots at the super shield as possible. And then we will board once the super shield is gone. This is my drone. Okay. Anything else we should be aware of? No, we're pretty good. Let's do it. Oh, you know, we're going to get hit by this volley here before I can really handle it too well. So I could cloak for that. The special thing this ship does is going to happen too, though. Which one is worse? I think it would be best to put on the fence one and save the cloaking for the special thingy. So put on the fence. Intruders detected, they're boarding like morons. Here come two mantises in your face. Okay, we got several missiles coming. All we can do is pray a little bit. Okay, we got hit for one, not too bad. Let's heal up mantises for when they're able to board, but we have to deal with the thing that's coming now, the power surge. Best thing to do is to cloak, and I'm going to do that by getting some power here. I have no oxygen for the moment, that's okay. That big pew that I paused just in time for is the power surge. Let's cloak. I choose all those heavy layers. Count of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's an eighth one here. Maybe more. A little bit more, I think, too. Maybe like 10. Oh, I didn't even notice this guy came. Jeez. Okay. Okay, just gotta keep on top of that. Let's power up the medbay quickly to get these guys healed ASAP. Okay, they're good now. Let's go help out. What's the stat? Oh, the super shield's down. I should have noticed that too. Gotta pay attention to a lot of things here. Let's put one in the oxygen. We want to board as soon as we can, so we're gonna take out this guy and board. We have another volley of missiles coming. Let's get our boarders over to the teleporter ASAP. I should not have auto fire on anymore since the shield, super shield is gone. I got hit with a couple missiles. Oops, I moved the wrong guy to the... Okay, let's get that boarding in. Alright, another freaking power surge is coming. This is when it's kind of hard. Taking some hits, I think we'll be fine, but I have to decide how much power I'm going to put into the boarding here. Let's put in, okay, I'm not going to have the cloaking for this power surge, which stinks, but that means I want to have a lot of shields and engines, basically, so I can nullify as much of that as possible. I think I might actually turn off the weapons for the moment. Turn off some oxygen, put one into the boarding, and let's go take out these missiles. This has the power surge. It did not get through, that's good. And now we have a volley of missiles coming. We got hit by one. Okay, we have fire in the cloaking room, not ideal, but we'll manage. Let's send these two guys to help. Maybe the Zoltan too. Yeah, let's do that. Just want to get that fixed ASAP. We should reallocate some power again. Put one in the oxygen. I would like to have my burst laser back here. Take it out of there for now. Oops. One too much. Okay, let's get that fire taken care of. These guys are almost done with their duty. We can start shooting at it now. Let the power surge come. Oh, I'm getting hit. I missed what happened. I was looking at to the right. Something got through and hit the cloaking. What happened? Or did the fire? No, we put out the fire. Okay, I just missed what happened apparently. Okay, we got the big burst coming. I can cloak for one at the moment. That'll be worth it. Yeah, you really only need it for that brief moment, so it's actually fine. Okay, let's do it. All missed. Okay, we're in good shape. Let's get these boarders. Oh, we can't board yet. We gotta wait for this. Let's shoot some more then. we're in pretty good shape now. Oh, I killed all the people accidentally. Shoot, that's what I said I shouldn't do. Okay, so it appears this ship is also equipped with an advanced AI system. Now that the crew is dead, it has taken control. Okay, I don't like that. This means I have to keep an eye on these weapons. We'll be fine though, it's just a little bit more difficult. But their shields are out, actually. We can just pound it now. We're actually in great shape, if you think of it. And they don't have a defense drone, so let's turn on the Hermes 2, and let's just kick his ass. I'm just going to use auto fire. Put one of them here, one of them here. I don't know. Taking out engines will be satisfying because I'll hit it more often. So we're going for the coup de grace here. I should not neglect defense totally. Let's put a little bit more on engines. And you guys should return to their home places. Coup de grace coming up though. Finish it off before they can. Yeah, that's it, folks. Thanks to the valiant effort of the Kestrel and her successful crew, W, Rabba, Blizito, Yevensi, etc., the rebels' flagship was destroyed, throwing their fleet into chaos and ensuring a Federation victory. And now we have the credits, a game from Subset Games, created by just two guys, Matthew Davis and Justin Ma. Andrew Church did additional programming, whatever that means. So it gets more than two guys. Music is sound by Ben Prunty. He's kind of well known in the indie game scene now for making cool music. This guy wrote the texts for all the events and crap. And this guy helped with the Advanced Edition, which we did not play. And a lot of it's just playtesting and stuff after that. A lot of translators, French version, Italian version, German version, Spanish version. Fernando Moreiras. Polish version, I don't know how to pronounce these names. Andrzej Wroblewski. Well, you get the idea. So that's the game. Thanks for watching, guys. Here are the Kickstarter backers. I wish I had backed this game because it would be great to have my name in such an awesome game. I had heard of this game when it was being developed. The creators, the main two guys, they were giving status updates a lot on the internet, I think, especially on Reddit. And at first I didn't think much of the game because I didn't really check it out. They're just saying, oh, I'm working on a space roguelike. It's going to be like this and that. And it didn't really catch my eye just from the description. But I kept hearing about it. And then it came out and, you know, I was blown away. Here I am still playing it like 7 years later. So, what did you guys think? Have you, I don't know if it's just you two guys watching. Have you beaten it before? Have you seen anything new this game? Any surprises? How would you rate this game? A half star out of 5? Maybe 4 out of 5. I'll give it a full 5 out of 5. I had so much enjoyment out of this game over several years at this point. And it's very rare for a game to capture my interest for that long and still surprise me sometimes. Nobody's still around for chat. That's okay. Yeah, so this list will go on. We're only up to the J's. A lot of people kickstarted this game. Now these two guys, the main developers, they and designers, they didn't have any other credits under their belt, I don't think. So this was their first. I'm pretty sure, not 100% sure. So they're impressive that they got this many people to back it with no, you know, precedent. They could not point to a portfolio. Maybe they could. I just didn't hear of any, though. But yeah, they got a lot of backers. I'm actually in the credits of, I think, just one video game for Kickstarter backing, and that is the remake of Toe Jam and Earl. It's called Toe Jam and Earl Back in the Groove. It's a kind of a remake, but It's also got a lot of new elements. It's that's based on the Sega Genesis game from like '92 or '91 called Toe Jam and Earl, in which you are two hip hop loving aliens exploring Earth because you crash landed on Earth. You're trying to rebuild your spaceship and return home, and that's a great game. So I decided to back the remake. So my name's in that credits, but I wish I had it in this game because this one's too awesome. Well, that's all I have to say. Nobody wants to chat. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll let the credits keep rolling, but I don't think I have anything else to say in the meantime. Actually, I could ponder what I'm going to play next week. I could just play this again. I'm totally cool with that. I have not gotten my Vectrex working yet. I actually ordered a new soldering station because I felt like, well, a friend of mine advised for that kind of work, it's good to have a soldering station where you can set the temperature better. Like you know, have like a like a display for what the temperature's at, and you can just set it manually rather than just kind of wing it. And so that's kind of better for that kind of work that we're doing, which is basically a recap of all the capacitors on boards. So I'm waiting for that to arrive before I start my recapping work. So I expect I'm definitely not ready for next week. I would say 90% chance I'm not ready for the week after either. Anyway, I did not get a super high score here. My top score is I think 5,900-ish. Has it become repetitive? Not really. It's I mean, I'm doing a lot of the same things, I guess, but somehow it feels fresh all the time. And with the sheer number of ships you can get, and all the achievements, and you know, all that kind of stuff, it feels like there's endless variety. I still have not beaten the game with all the ships, although I have unlocked all of them. I can show you some of the ships now. So here is the Kestrel, which we just played at. Here's the layout B. It's similar, but it actually has its weapons divided into four basic lasers, which is interesting because a basic laser is just a single laser shot. I just moved my laptop, sorry about the noise. So each one is weak, but you have an interesting granularity. You could say, I'll target 4 different systems rather than just one with a big burst. So you can kind of divide up your shots pretty well with this one. Also, as you can see, it has a Zoltan and a Mantis rather than just humans to start with. We're playing this on hard and extreme. Hard is hard. And although I kind of beat this on easy with ease, well, easy is easy, I might go to normal next time and pick a different ship. How does that sound? There's also the advanced edition we could try. I don't know if we want to change too many variables at once, but that's an option for sure. Okay, so here is layout C of this ship. So this ship, there's some things we have not seen in advanced edition. What you're looking at here is this guy's a Lanius. He's a race of alien that can well, the kind of story behind them is they're kind of like metallic creatures that like eating scrap, I think. They like eating ships and metal and stuff like that. And they actually suck oxygen out of a room rather than requiring it. So you can actually board an auto scout with these guys because they don't require oxygen. And they're actually good at fighting in their own way because they drain oxygen as they exist. The problem with them when you have a mixed ship like this one, like humans coupled with Lanius, is that his oxygen draining ability could affect these guys potentially, the humans. So that's something you have to be careful with when you're playing with Lanius. You can check out some other ships if you'd like. Here we have the NG ships. This is the Taurus. You've seen this one, Arturo. I know you said you played with it. Basically, his shtick, his gimmick is that he ions to take out shields, and then the drone just blasts damage in random locations. Here's layout B of that ship. This one actually has no weapons that can, no drones that can act as weapons per se, but it has a heavy ion again and a heavy laser. So these guys are good on the defense, sort of. The system repair drones can repair anything at home, on your ship. An anti-personnel drone will attack boarders on your ship. Probably the weakest thing about this layout is it only has one crew person and it's a single NG. So you have to take advantage of these guys for sure, and hopefully get more crew as you go. It has this augmentation which boosts the speed of shipboard drones like these three guys by 25%. Tetragon is the layout C for the NG ship. This one has dual lasers, which are meh, but it has a beam drone, so that's kind of cool. Beams are pretty strong if you can reliably knock down the shields. So, but you can't really target with them. I've never been a huge fan of beams, but there's no denying that they can be pretty powerful. There's some beam weapons you can get too. There's one called the Glaive that's actually quite insane because you can make it span a few rooms depending on the layout, and each room it hits, it does, I believe, 4 damage to, so it's pretty insane. This ship comes with 1 Lanius and 2 NG. Many of the layout C ships come with a Lanius, not all of them though. I like that this Lanius has a German last name or something similar to German. His name is Norwin Schulze. Next up, here we're looking at the Federation ships. You unlock this by doing something with the NG ship. You were showing me, Archer, a screenshot of what you have to do, but I have not unlocked ships in so many years because I unlocked them all like 4 or 5 years ago. So it's like I don't remember the quests you have to, undergo to unlock all these guys. This one has a burst laser 2, which is pretty good. Actually, so it's a really good one, burst laser 2. Well, that's the same one that the Kestrel comes with, right? Yeah, it does. 3 shots for 2 power is always good. If I could have a ship with like 4 burst laser 2s, I would feel like that's all I need and then some. Like you would be shooting 12 shots every 12 seconds. That's insane. So really, this is one of the best weapons, even though it's not fancy. It's very cost effective, you could say. Layout B. Oh yeah, by the way, these Federation ships, they come with I don't see any reference to it here, but there's a special laser it has. Maybe it's only in layout B? No. It has a yeah, this is it here. Hold on a second. Yeah, this is a special artillery gun it has. Over here you can see it. It's unique to this ship, and it's basically a beam weapon that runs on a timer. So it's almost like a drone. It goes by itself, and you can upgrade it so it shoots more frequently. Here's layout B. Excuse me. I can't do a super long on all of these. Sorry about sliding my laptop around. I know that sounds terrible on audio. This one is called the Frigatidae. It's supposed to sound like a frigate. I don't know. Excuse me. This one has, here's the interesting thing about this one. Take a look at this one. No weapons, no drones. What it does have is a teleporter and that same artillery I was telling you about. It'll give you a mantis, 2 Zoltan, and a human. This one has a clone bay too, which is new in the advanced edition. Clone bay is interesting because what it does is it gives you, as long as the clone bay is not destroyed or disabled or unpowered, it will give your guys infinite lives. A crew member dies and he comes back in the clone bay. The downside is, one, it takes some time. They kind of line up in a queue to come back to life. Then if somebody shoots down your clone bay in the meantime, they all die very soon. It gives you like a little bit of a buffer, but they die. And the other downside is they lose their skills. All of their skills go down by some percentage, like maybe it's 10% every time they die and are cloned again. But one thing that's good about cloning is it kind of makes it easier to pursue a boarding strategy more aggressively, because you can just put 2 guys in the teleporter, board. If they die, oh well, they come back and you repeat. This is the Zoltan ship, the Adjudicator. This one has a beam and a missile, which is an interesting combo. You would probably take out shields with the missile and then beam them. Halberd beam is pretty strong. It actually does 2 damage per room. Zoltan B. Oh, excuse me, I'm getting tired. Oh. Yeah, so I'll just finish going through these ships to wrap up the stream. This one has a similar strategy, but it has 2 ion blasts to take out shields, and then you can use a pike beam. And Zoltan C, they don't have a Lanius, but they have, what do they have? Clone Bay and a battery. Battery is a new system, the Advanced Edition. It can be cool, but it's like another thing you have to manage. It's like an emergency power source. Let's go to, next up we have the Mantis ships. We have the Gila Monster. There seems to be a theme in this game where there's mantises that have NGs as slaves. So here we have the NG slave who can repair stuff while these guys do the rest of the dirty work. They have a teleporter, so you can pursue a boarding strategy right away with 2 mantises. That one had a small bomb and a basic laser to help out. Now this one though, this is layout B of the Mantis. It's called the Basilisk. This one has no weapons, but it has a boarding drone to help you with boarding. 2 Mantises, so you kind of need at least 1 for piloting, but you can start boarding with 1 of them right away, I guess. But this one has a special teleporter. It has 4 slots. So if you get more crew, you can send 4 guys at once, which is crazy. On top of that, it has Mantis pheromones, which boosts your crew speed by 25%. So those mantises are really zipping around. And the Mantis C is called the Theseus. They have a Lanius, like many of the layout C. They have a crystal lockdown bomb, which is a special one. There is a race that you can unlock called the Crystal Men or something, and they have a special lockdown bomb, which will like create a crystal wall around a room. So what you can do with that is you can board, teleport into a room, and then you do a crystal lockdown bomb, so it makes a wall around the room. Nobody can go in or out, which means you can pick on one particular guy more easily without reinforcements coming to help. You also have this stun bomb. When somebody is stunned, they kind of sit there doing nothing for a little bit. And now we have the slug ships. The Man of War. Slugs are annoying. They like to destroy you in annoying ways, like the anti-bio beam, breach bomb Mark 1, and some lasers. So it has slug repair gel. It automatically repairs hull breaches. Anti-bio beam I talked about at the beginning of the stream. It's a beam that only hurts the crew. So you could combine that with making breaches, which would drain the oxygen. And it's kind of just nasty, tricky ways to win a battle, I guess. Layout B, this one, I think this is the one I absolutely hate and I was terrible with. You can board. Excuse me. You can board off the bat with this one. and it has a heal bomb. So you can actually blast a heal bomb that heals you as you're boarding, which lets you lets you fight on the enemy ship for longer. The heal bomb does not heal enemy units, so that is helpful. You can just keep healing them with the heal bomb, I guess. The ship kind of stinks otherwise, though. It has the Artemis missile, which is the weakest one. No lasers, no ions, no drones, just a couple of ugly slugs. And layout C. This has a chain burst laser. So the chain weapons are another thing in Advanced Edition only. They so it's basically the cooldown decreases with each shot, meaning say the first charge up takes 10, well, it says right here what it takes. The first charging will take 16 seconds, and then as each time you shoot, the next charge is quicker. So this one gradually, with each shot, it'll go from 16 seconds all the way down to 7, and it shoots 2 at a time. So as you progress in the battle, it'll be better. You can fight better, essentially. This one also has a mind control room, which is another Advanced Edition system. The mind control power lets you control a guy. He becomes yours. It's one particular crew member at a time, and he will fight other crew members. So you could actually do crew versus crew battles without boarding yourself, because you just turn one of their guys into yours temporarily. It's really annoying when it's done on you, though. It happens quite a bit on the boss in the Advanced Edition. It's another thing to juggle. Here we have the rock ships. They have 3 rockmen and a bunch of missiles. One of the themes of the rockmen is they have missiles very often for some reason. They also have rock plating, provides a 15% chance to negate incoming hull damage. So it just says no damage. The Chiffon is another layout of the rock people. This one has fire bombs, which are useful when you're boarding. It doesn't have a boarding system off the bat, but when you do get one, it's really good with the rockmen because they are immune to fire. So you're fighting in a room, maybe it's 2 people versus your 2 rockmen, and you light a fire in that room that your guys are immune to, but it damages them. So that is cool. Also, just having 4 rockmen is pretty powerful. Here is the Advanced Edition layout C. They include 1 Crystal Man. I kind of alluded to what they do. They have the lockdown power, which is just like the bomb I described earlier, the lockdown bomb. So it makes a wall around them so nobody can get in or out. This is a crystal weapon. It fires a shield-piercing large crystal. It gets through, I think, 1 level of shield without damaging it. So say you have a ship with just 1 level of shield, you would ignore the shield entirely. Almost like a missile-ish. But it also has swarm missiles. You can charge up multiple shots. So if you charge it up once, it shoots once, but you can keep waiting until it can shoot 2, or you can wait even longer and it shoots 3. Next up, the stealth ships. I am so bad with these. Actually, one of my best scores is somehow with one of these. I think it's the B. One of these I'm so bad at. I don't think I've ever won with C. Anyway, no, maybe it's the B that I'm bad at. Whatever. In any case, the theme with the stealth ships is they come with stealth pre-installed, but they have no shield. it's very difficult to survive with no shields for very long. You could say this is kind of antithetical to the strategy you're supposed to use, but I do best with these guys when I save up for a shield first thing. So it's kind of like not how they're designed to be used. You're supposed to be using stealth instead of the shield, and then maybe just evading their attacks that way. It just doesn't work out too well in my opinion though. Though it does have titanium system casing, which is another level of defense, 15% chance of negating damage when hit. But that's for systems, not for the hull. This one has a glaive beam, which is an extremely powerful beam. I mentioned it earlier. It does, okay, I said it does 4 damage per room, but that's actually 3. But you can hit a few rooms at once, and it gets through shields a little bit. So that's pretty crazy. But in this particular ship, this thing takes a long time to charge, 25 seconds. Meanwhile, you are not able to block anything with shields. So basically, this is probably the slowest weapon in the game. Every other weapon that the enemy has is going to hit you at least once. I mean, when I say hit you, it's going to fire at least once. And you'll have to use your cloaking, but you know how the cloaking is. You can't really just you can't evade every volley of fire with your cloaking because it has a charge up time. That's pretty significant. So I think this is the one that I'm terrible with. Layout C. This one has like camouflage or something. This one has a charge laser. Again, it charges up to 2 only though. And a mini beam. This is a weak beam. It kind of stinks, honestly. But it also has a shield drone. Yeah, this one, the shield drone makes a super shield for you. But it's, I think, only 1 level at a time. And you have this anti-drone thing for what that's worth. Next up is the Lanius ships. That's interesting. They have one way to deal with the Lanius draining oxygen from the ship is the emergency respirators. Crew take half damage from low oxygen. So it's like, well, on the off chance you accidentally leave your humans in with the Lanius, at least they take half damage. This one actually has hacking built in. Hacking is often considered the most overpowered system in the whole game. While I have found it to be powerful, I haven't really found it to be overpowered. Maybe I just don't use it right. But the hacking system will disable a system for a period of time depending on the level of hacking. So it's 4 seconds for level 1, 7 seconds for level 2, and 10 seconds for level 3. And so you can use that on, say, the shield, and then the shield will just drain before your eyes, and it holds for that long, like, you know, it's 4, 7, or 10 seconds. But it costs a drone every time you use it. I don't find it to be overpowered. I find it powerful, but you have to spend a drone every time, and it could come down to could come back to me being stingy with my resources. Probably if you're using drones constantly, it's not a big deal. I don't know. I'm getting tired. I'm not sure if I'm saying anything that makes sense anymore. And here's the B layout. It's this. It actually has the flak cannon, advanced flak, which is another advanced edition only weapon. And the flak, if the hacking system is considered overpowered for a system, the flak is considered overpowered for weapons. And I might actually agree with that one. It just kind of blasts a bunch of little shards of junk. It hits multiple rooms at once, and there's several bits that fire at once, like I don't know how many, but here it says shots per charge 3. I feel like there's more than 3 projectiles. It's like each one splits perhaps. So maybe it's like 7 of them. I don't know. Anyway, this guy also has a teleporter and cloaking. Sorry, not cloaking. Cloning. And a mind control. So this ship can be pretty good at boarding. You have a bunch of things working in your favor. You could board with 2 guys and then mind control one of the enemies to help you. And as you lose guys, you just clone them. And lastly, we have the crystal ships. These guys you unlock. This one's the hardest to unlock, actually. You have to go through this whole series of events that I would have never figured out on my own. I actually had to look it up because it was like the only thing I had left to unlock. They are interesting. They have the lockdown feature that I mentioned. They have reduced suffocation damage, which I never mentioned. So they take less damage from lack of oxygen. They have a health of 125 as opposed to 100 for most guys. These ship weapons, they have Crystal Burst Mark 1. Fires 2 shield piercing crystals. And this one is 1 shield piercing crystal. Also, crystal ships, when you... Yeah, this is it. Crystal vengeance. Every time your ship takes damage, there is a 10% chance to break off a shard that flies at your enemy. So every 10% of shots that hit you, you actually fire at them as well. It's like a free bonus to hit them once. And lastly, layout B of the crystal ship. This one has no weapons and no drones, but it has a 4-person boarding system. And I've already explained how you would deal with a ship like this, how you play with a ship like this. You would board the crap out of people. That's about it. Unfortunately, you only have 3 guys to start with, and you want to keep 1 in the pilot. So you'd start with boarding 2 at a time. Anyway, we're back to the Kestrel. So that's all the ships. Here are my stats, by the way. Top scores. My last score was in the 4,000 range. When you play hard, you get a multiplier. I don't remember the percentage, but say it's a multiplier by 25% or something like that. So it's hard to get a super high score on easy, unless you do that cheating trick I just mentioned. But it looks like my game just now was my number 3 score with this ship, the Kestrel. So that's actually my best easy score with the Kestrel as well, of all time. Yeah, wow, cool. This is the 3rd one here. It has a new label right here. Yeah, so I had a good run, I guess. Which ships have I not won with? I was making it a kind of a long-term goal to win on every ship with the hard difficulty. I have not gotten there yet. What's my favorite ship? I kind of like the I kind of like just trying all different ones just because they play differently and it's interesting. But I think the good old Kestrel is just very basic and solid. And if I want to reliably just show you the game and play through and have a good chance of winning without having to resort to some weirdo strategies, Kestrel is it. But as far as just being randomly fun, probably none of the stealth ones. I freaking hate them. I think probably one of these Mantis ships because they can do a lot of boarding off the bat. And also the anything with the 4-person boarding is just fun to play with. Boarding is a lot of fun. What else is cool? I like these Federation ships, although I'm not that great with them. They have that artillery that's built in. So you basically get a weapon on top of your weapons and on top of your drones. Hate the slugs. I don't know why. I just hate everything about slugs. I hate playing as them. I hate playing against them. I'm not good with them. I did have a hard victory with this one, but generally I don't do well with them. I don't have any victories with this particular slug ship except on easy one time. But as far as what I've performed best with, as you can see here, I did a lot of... Yeah, I did well with the Kestrel and its variants. Number 1, 3, and 4 are all that kind. And the crystal is pretty... I don't know if it's overpowered, but the crystal crew people are pretty strong. Ship. Rock people are fun to play with too, because they're great fighters. They can put out fires while not taking damage. Just having a lot of health is pretty versatile. So I like these rock ships too. Next time I play, I might pick a rock ship. This one I'm terrible with though. I wonder why. I'm trying to remember what it's like. That's the layout C of the rock ship. Well, I only played with it 3 times apparently. Rock 3, what is it? Rock C, I mean. Okay, I don't know. I don't see anything glaringly bad about it offhand. Although the rocks, actually, I might take back what I said about it. I like the rock men. I don't like that they rely on missiles so much, though. These rock ships, it's like this one I remember playing with several times and not winning. You start with missiles. It's like you need to be lucky and find some lasers or something, because you can't just be firing like, 5 missiles of combat and actually hold up your inventory. But yeah, here's one of my favorites, the Gila monster. It's always fun to play the 4 square teleporting too, if you can pull it off. The problem is at the beginning you cannot pull it off. Like if you look at this ship, you have to get through this beginning phase where it's like you only have 2 mantises. You probably want to leave 1 in the pilot seat. And you have no weapons, so you have to rely on this boarding drone and the defense drone. So this one, I seem to recall having a lot of difficulty with it, but once I got going, it's pretty awesome using the 4-person teleporter. Slug Ache can go to hell. Yeah, there's nothing appealing about this ship to me. You have to really be good, I guess, at using the anti-bio beam. I don't know. Alright, I guess that's it for me. I ought to go to bed. Thanks for watching, Arturo and Sam, if you're still here, and anybody else who might have logged in. I have learned that in my YouTube stream console, the concurrent viewers number is a lie. Basically, I looked into it, and it just kind of gives you an estimate. That's when you're small potatoes like I am, meaning you don't have a huge viewership. The estimate could be off by 100% or 50% or whatever. But if you have like 1,000 viewers, it might tell you, well, it's 952, which is not a big deal in that case. But for small potatoes streams like mine, I don't know how many people are actually watching. So it tells me 2 right now, but it's been telling me the whole time. Anyway, no need to over-explain that. So yeah, thanks for watching. I will stream again next week. It doesn't have to be this game, but I feel like I might as well keep going with it. Maybe play normal, maybe advanced edition, and maybe that Gila Buster ship. That would be fun to try. Okay, thank you. Like and subscribe. I'll give you the usual begging. I don't usually do that, but that somehow it just popped into my mind as something that people like to say at the end of streams. Please like and subscribe. I really don't care if you like it. You should subscribe though if you want to see more of this and you want to be reminded when I go live. I'm not sure if you have to hit like a... Oop, what did I just do? I full screen and I hope they didn't mess anything up. Anyway, we're done, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, that's it. Let me just wrap it up now. Thanks for watching. Good night, and see you next week. Adios, and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Have a good night. Bye.